crowd that was at Viejas Arena. Sold out. Cal State Fullerton in town. They get the 83-57 win. The banners were revealed for winning the Mountain West Conference, the Mountain West Tournament, and obviously getting to the Final Four. There were the rings that were handed out to the fans as like the giveaway. Joe Musgrove was doing the I Believe chant along with the show, the student section before the game. That was amazing to see, and I think he stayed pretty much the entire time. Steve Fisher was obviously in the house, and it was good to see San Diego State Aztec basketball back. I've been missing those nights, especially with the Padres being out, for so long, no postseason appearance. You're waiting for San Diego State. Those 7:30 tips, yeah, sometimes they're late. There's probably going to be some 8 o'clock. I haven't looked all the way through the schedule this year, but there's probably been some 8 o'clock tips thrown in there, or there will be, where it's like, man, this is a late tip, man. But it's fun to watch for sure. And I can't wait for the BYU matchup coming up, which is going to be on Friday. Then they've got Long Beach State. They've got a pretty good non-conference schedule. And Cal State Fullerton, it was a 2-point game at one point here, right? It was a 2-point game at halftime, 37-35. San Diego State got out to a 14-0 run to start. They were playing great defense. There were contributions from all of these guys. Getting to see Reese Waters, his San Diego State debut, his real San Diego State debut, first regular season game. What a game from Jaden Ledee. 27 points and ones. Elijah Saunders was making some, made at least one three. Jaden Ledee made his first three, I think, of his college career. He finishes 27 points, 10 rebounds in 34 minutes. Lamont Butler, not a ton of points, 8 points, but he had 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Getting to see Jay Powell a little bit, Miles Heide, DeMarsha Johnson Jr., again, Reese Waters, Micah Parrish hitting some threes, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists in 21 minutes. And let me remind you, this was without Darion Trammell, because I think he's dealing with a shoulder injury. Could be wrong on that, but he was out. So, and I think Brian Dutcher told John Schaefer last night, or maybe told the media, I forget who, I think I saw John tweet it out, that if this was like the national championship game, Darion would be playing. So that's good. That's good news there. And they got the win. And they faced some adversity. And Dutch said this after the game, like there's sometimes this year where they're going to learn some things and lose. But it was good that they had some learning moments here and they won. They allowed Fullerton obviously to get back in that game, right? They started up 14-0, and then Fullerton makes it a 2-point game there at halftime. But it seems like they refocused there at halftime, and they came out, got on, I think, a 17-7 run to start it. So it was encouraging. This team, I think, is only going to get better shooting-wise as the season progresses. We saw some really good signs defensively. And, yeah, I mean, this team looks pretty darn talented. Don't know if they're going to be as good as last year's team, because last year, I mean, they made it to the Final Four, right? But this is definitely a tournament team I see in my eyes, and Reese Waters, I think, could be a good replacement there for Matt Bradley. Jay Powell, getting to see some of these guys that didn't get a ton of playing, Elijah Saunders, getting to see these guys get opportunities here. I'm going to be interested in seeing how they do coming in here and, getting more time, getting more opportunities. And Jaden Ledee, he got some advice from NBA people on what he needs to improve at. So maybe he really focused on those things. Now, I don't know if that's what San Diego State wanted him to focus on. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, don't know. But seeing him come back and be a force on this team, if last night, is a hint for what's to come, I can't wait for that. Jaden Ledee, I could watch that guy play all day. And San Diego State in transition, especially when they had great defense last night, getting steals, and then Lamont Butler going, Jaden Ledee going to the basket, picking up 2 points. I love watching that. And Viejas, that crowd seemed electric last night watching that on TV. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun season. I have a feeling it's going to be a really fun Aztec season. And our expectations for this team, I mean, obviously, you expect them to finish at the top or near the top of this conference. I get it. There's talented teams in this conference. I'm not saying that this is like San Diego State by a long shot, but based off of last year, they've got some talent returning. They've got new guys coming in that are talented as well. Like they should be the favorites here. And tournament team is definitely what we should expect. And we should probably expect them to win a game, a couple games in the tournament. Hopefully longer than that, but uh, it does feel like, and I don't want to discredit San Diego State, the basketball team, you know, the guys on the team now, but it does feel like, and we can say that about the big programs as well around the country. It does feel like that Final Four, that's ridiculously hard to do. So I don't know the next time San Diego State's going to go to the Final Four. That's why we definitely, I think, cherished it as a community in San Diego. We loved every moment of that because we didn't know when the next time was going to happen. We don't know when it will happen. It may not happen ever again in some of our lifetimes, right? But tournament, Sweet 16, something like that. I think if you do that, you can do that consistently. I think your fan base is going to be pretty happy.